Hey guys, the Outdoor Bound here, and I got a new product I want to show you. It's a NV100 Plus. It was sent to me by a company called One Leaf. They asked if I'd do an honest review of their scope, and if you've watched my videos, you know that I've done a little bit of night hunting with a friend, but I don't have night optics. I have a night vision camera, so I was able to record some of his hunts, but I couldn't hunt myself because I didn't have a night vision scope. Well, now I've got one and I'm anxious to try it out. So a little bit about it. Everything you need to mount it on a rifle was in the box. I won't go over that piece by piece. This is the extras. This part is the NV100. It detaches from the scope with the push of a button right there, and you have just a monocular. But this is your digital recorder. It records videos, got a control panel on the back, has an illuminator so you can see at night. This is where your battery goes. And it attaches to this scope that's got a machined aluminum eyepiece, so it just clicks right in, made to fit. Now the scope is just a pretty standard 3x12 scope. It's a 56mm objective lens, nothing special about it. Its windage and elevation are adjusted just like any normal scope. So what we're going to do is I'm going to mount this to a tripod to start out with before I ever put it on a rifle. And I'm going to take it to the field and see what it does. If everything works out there, we'll put it on a rifle, put it in an actual hunting situation, and see how it's going to work. I'm going to give you an honest review of the NV100 Plus rapid fire scope. So all mounted up here on the tripod, and I'm excited to try this thing out. First thing you got to do to power it up, you hit this button right here. You see the green LED and it powers right up. After that, you'll want to focus your diopter by turning this ring right here. You'll look in the screen and rotate the diopter adjustment ring until optimal sharpness is achieved. So on daylight mode, I was able to get some video of these ducks at 60 yards, and look at the quality and clarity of that picture from a scope video. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing initially. After dark, I switched over to night mode, which is easy to do with a hold of a button for about 2 seconds. I got this possum at about 45 yards, eating on persimmons. I'm really impressed with how this thing is gathering light and the quality of the picture. So the unit is powered by an 18650 lithium-ion rechargeable battery. It goes in this slot here. You can recharge it by plugging in a mini USB into this slot. You can also use that cable to plug in an external power source to power the unit. So here's some more night mode video of a raccoon. Pretty close range. I'm zoomed in to about 9 power there. I got the IR set on level 4. Here I zoom back out and then I take it back in, just playing with the zoom on the scope. It's 3x12 like I said, and I've only had this scope in my hands about 3 days at this point, and look at the quality of video I'm able to get. You record video on the micro SD card. It'll hold up to 256 gigabyte micro SD that goes in this slot here. So here's a raccoon at 48 yards and a good quality picture. My question is, would you guys be able to shoot this raccoon at this yardage with this scope? I know I wouldn't have any problem. So here's an owl that's going to be about 85 yards. And I'm going to show you what the digital zoom will do. It has a 3x digital zoom, which you can do by pushing this zoom button here on the bottom. And I'm going to zoom it in to 3 times, and here's what the owl looks like then. Now you'll see that flashing. I'll go over that a little bit here shortly. That's just operator error that I learned how to correct later on. Now there's also a parallax adjustment. You can adjust the parallax from 15 up to 300 yards and infinity. This will help you get optimal sharpness on your picture and avoid target errors due to parallax. Okay everybody, don't panic. I'm not going to shoot the eagle. Remember, I still don't have this mounted on a rifle. But I wanted to show you how my reticle's a little bit out of focus here, and I wanted to show you some daylight mode. Now you can adjust the reticle with the dial right here, and if I turn that a little bit, I can bring that reticle in the perfect focus, and you'll see I did that here. Now the eagle, he's a little bit out of focus. I got the reticle adjusted. Fine-tuning this for perfect focus takes a little bit of time, but in a hunting situation, most of that's not going to matter if you're just trying to get on target and hit your target. So there's one other adjustment I can make to just fine-tune that, and that's the diopter adjustment that's on the rapid fire scope itself. Now here's a coyote, 80 yards, at a bait station I have. And I was going to tell you about that flashing. So you'll see I zoom all the way in, and now we get this flashing effect, and that's because I have the IR turned up too high. I can adjust the IR right here by zooming it in or out, and that'll change the intensity of how much IR I'm providing. Or there's a button right here that if you push it, it has 6 settings, 1 through 6, of the brightness of the IR. So you'll see what I do here is I'm going to take the IR down to 0 and then bring it back up to about level 3, and that gets rid of that flashing. Here's another coyote, 80 yards. You notice my reticle's a little bit out of focus. In a hunting situation, I probably wouldn't even worry about trying to focus it. I'd just go ahead and shoot this animal. There I got the reticle in really good focus on this owl. Here's a skunk at 63 yards. And another coyote at 80. I can zoom 3 to 12 power, and right here I'm at 12 power on this possum. I'm going to pull it back all the way back to 3 to give you an idea what the 3x12 variable scope will do. Now it has a laser. I haven't quite figured out what I would do with that laser. You push this button here, you can turn the laser on, and you notice that laser is a little bit below center of the crosshair. There is an adjustment for that as well. With an Allen wrench, the laser's right here, and an Allen wrench will adjust the laser to the exact position you want it. This is a doe at 275 yards on a real hazy night, and I put this clip in here to show the reticle illuminator. You can illuminate the reticle with this rheostat control knob on the side of the scope. The reticle illumination is powered by a CR2032 battery. Here's another coyote. And I've seen about enough coyotes, I'm ready to get this thing mounted on a rifle. So I got it all mounted up on this AR-15 223 caliber. I got it zeroed an inch high at 100 yards. Tonight after dark, I'm going to get right up there and see what happens. I got a bait pile out here about 80 yards. So I'm all set up here. The green footage that you see comes from my camera and the IR light on my video camera. Now all the black and white footage will be from the one leaf. And at times you may see a second IR illuminator. So that's coming from my camera IR illuminator. You'll see here in a second both of the illuminators come across the target. So there's my first coyote with the one leaf. One shot, one kill. So a couple nights later I was back at it again, and the files that are recorded on the NV100 are not in MP4 format, so they have to be converted. It's done easily with a converter app. In order to get them to play in my editor, I had to convert them to MP4, and some of them just wouldn't convert. I don't know if that was operator error or just a corrupted file. Smoked him. Another coyote with the one leaf. If you want to play the video back through the scope, through the one leaf NV100, you hit this button right here, hold it, and it'll take you to a menu where you can watch the videos that you just recorded. So after I shot that coyote the same night, a possum came out, and I'm trying to get this NV100 all figured out. So I got everything in focus and hit the record button. I thought, why not see what happens? So my 7-year-old grandson wanted to give the NV100 a try. He loves to hunt and loves to shoot. So I got him up in the loft there to see if he could get a possum. He looked in the scope and told me everything was recording. I had him in my lap and everything else was under his control. I was running a video camera. Okay.
Okay, why?
Against your shoulder.
I am.
That's all right.
It's on tight.
When he stops, I'm going to pop his safety off here in a second. Your hand's nowhere near the trigger, right?
Yeah, he stopped.
Whenever you're ready. You toasted him. You toasted him.
Got him.
Smoked him. Good job. That's your first possum, right?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And what do you think of this gun? Did it kick you bad?
No. It just came back like that. Like this.
Yeah.
I'm like nothing.
Brody got his first possum here with the night vision and the one leaf scope. Good job. All right, so what I've done is I've taken this scope and put it on a different AR-15, a Bear Creek Arsenal 6.5 Grendel, and I'm on my back porch. I'm 100 yards from a bait pile where I've been baiting up coyotes, and I've got a lot of coyotes coming in. My furthest shot here would be about 240 yards. Most of them are around the 100-yard range, so we'll see what the one leaf can do from this distance, and after it gets dark, we'll see what happens. So if you follow my YouTube channel, you'll know that I'm a solo hunter. I like to video my own hunts. And so what you see here is I'm trying to run a camera and a rifle with this one leaf scope at the same time. So there's a lot of buttons to control, a lot of zooms to control, a lot of light to control. Here you see the IR off the camera scanning across this coyote. So I get the camera in position and then I have to go back to the scope and back to the camera. So it takes a little time and sometimes I get a little bit shaky footage, but I'm able to get the job done. This coyote's at 172 yards right here. So on this particular hunt, I was able to find a use for the laser. A coyote in a cornfield at night that's laying out there dead is difficult to find. So you see where I've got the laser pointed. I put the laser right on him. Of course, I unloaded my gun and then walked out there to him, and the laser made it real easy to find. I love it when they drop like that. So on this hunt, not only am I running the camera, the scope, the rifle, I've added an electronic caller. When you have all these pieces of equipment, they all have to be user friendly because you're operating in the dark. It looks like you can see here because of the IR light, but it is pitch black in all these videos. You can't see anything. And the NV100 Plus is very user friendly to work in this kind of operation. So we've covered a lot about the NV100 and the Rapid Fire Plus scope, all sold as a unit, and it's very economical. I don't think you can go wrong if you buy this unit because you're wanting to get into night vision hunting. Now, there's some things I didn't cover. I didn't even mention that this records audio as well as video, and it will take photos. There's a user manual that will go over a wide variety of settings when you go to the menu inside the scope. Now, I tested this scope on an AR-15-223 and a 6.5 Grendel, and I had it in actual hunting situations. I had it in my truck, in and out, beat and banged it around hunting. So I think you'll be very happy with this unit for the price. Now I'm going to put a link in the description if I can, or you can just go to this website shown here to find how you can get the Rapid Fire Plus scope from One Leaf. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you want more videos like this, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And thanks again for watching.